Hey everyone, welcome back to A Dose of Dami. So, in today's video, I'm, as you can see, in a different environment. I'm outside, still in postpartum mode. But this video is going to be my birth story video. Currently out walking with Khalil right now. He's covered in his little bucket hat. Obviously it's too big, but we're making it work so the sun won't be in his eyes too much. But yeah, so let's get started. Alright, so birth video. This is going to be short and sweet. It's not going to be like a 30-minute video where I'm talking about all the details and stuff, because it's been almost 5 weeks and I can barely remember anything. To be honest, nothing drastic really happened for my birth video, but let me just tell you guys just a little bit about it. So basically, I was supposed to get induced on March 30th at 9 p.m. But the crazy thing is, they did not have enough room or any rooms at the hospital that I was supposed to give birth at. And the postpartum rooms were full as well. So basically, me, Winston, who's my boyfriend, and my parents had to wait hours for them to call us back so we could get a room. And we did not get a call back until I think it was around maybe 2 or 3 in the morning, because we took a little bit of like a nap because it was getting late, and we were like, okay, let's just go and rest real quick, and you know, they'll call us whenever they're ready for a room for me. So basically it was around 2, 3 in the morning. My labor bag and stuff was ready. A whole bunch of other stuff is ready as well for Winston, his labor bag. And basically we just got all of our stuff together and headed out. And when I got there, they wanted me to take a shower. It was late at night, so we were all just kind of really tired, but I was still super nervous because this is my first baby, my first pregnancy ever. So I knew what to expect, but I didn't really know what to expect from me because anything could happen. Everyone's body is different. So I wasn't sure if I was going to go through any type of complications or anything like that. But thankfully I didn't have any complications at all. So yeah, I had to take a shower when I came in there with the special soap. And then I had to obviously dress down in the hospital gown as well. And yeah, that's basically it. The nurses and the doctors were really great. The staff was amazing. They made sure that I was taken care of. They always popped in to check to see how I was doing as well, just, you know, to watch me and of course to monitor the baby, to make sure that his heart rate was good. Towards the end, his heart rate was getting a little low, I think because of the oops, not a bug, okay, let me stop. But I think it's because of the Pitocin that they gave me. But actually, before they gave me the Pitocin, they were checking my cervix, which, y'all, the most uncomfortable feeling. But having that checked over and over again was just ridiculous. But even though they needed to do that to make sure I was, you know, 10 centimeters dilated so I would be ready to push, it's just uncomfortable when they have to, like, it's just invasive, and the pressure, it's just not it, y'all. It's not it. But basically, they had to put this type of medication inside of my vaginal area to induce me, to loosen stuff up and everything. And I also had an IV bag to make sure I had fluids too. But yeah, when that happened, I think I'm trying to make sure I get my story straight, but I think I got a little bit of Pitocin. I didn't have to get too much because my water literally broke because I was literally just sitting, like laying on the bed, and I felt like some type of like drippy, like watery type feeling down there, and I'm like, I feel something. It feels like kind of watery, and my doctor came in and the nurses came in. They're like, oh, your water broke. My mom, I actually told my mom about it. She's like, oh, your water probably broke. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Because I'm so used to, like, the type of dramatic, TV shows or movies when women's water breaks and it's like all over the floor. But for me, I got induced in the bed, so I just felt like the water type drippy feeling down there. It wasn't a whole like flood, but I knew something was happening. And then after that they had to check my cervix as well to make sure I was still dilating well. But so far, like, my whole delivery was really not that bad. Now, the crazy thing is, though, remember when I told you guys in the last video how I did not have any morning sickness or anything like that? So basically, just to jump ahead, I got the epidural because, y'all, when that Pitocin set in and I was able to, walk around to make sure that my cervix was, still being softened, and just to make sure that, there is progress still going on. Y'all, I think I was like maybe 10-15 minutes in with that Pitocin, and I said, because I went to the restroom, because I had the whole IV pup with me as well. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go to the restroom real quick. And my family and Winston helped me out to go to the restroom. And tell me why when I walked out, I said, I can't do it. I said, I can't. I got to get this epidural now. Literally, I looked at my mom. I was like, I want the epidural right now. I need it now. Because, y'all, this entire pregnancy, I heard about contractions, obviously, and stuff like that. But the way these were, I really underestimated contractions. I did. I didn't think they'd be like that. People were always telling me that contractions are basically like a really bad menstrual cramp. But when I tell you, it was not it. It was not it. And I should not have underestimated it. And there's really no way to prepare for it as well. Because it's like, you're just giving birth, basically. So, it's not like, oh yeah, I gotta exercise for this and do all this extra type of stuff. Y'all, when those contractions set in, they set in. And I was not ready. Literally, the thing is though, I didn't scream at anybody. Like, I was really calm about the whole entire thing, because me personally, I like to just be in my focus mode and just focus on one specific thing. You good, Khalil? Okay. But yeah, I like to just focus on one specific thing. So I was just like calm, but on the inside I was like, ooh, this is not it, this is not it. So while having the contractions and everything, like maybe, ooh, this is why I can't, I should have just did this inside the house, because as y'all know, I'm not a nature person. I do not like the outside, all these bugs and stuff. But anyways, yeah, so while still having the contractions and everything, I was waiting on this doctor. I said, where is the doctor at? Because I was like, I need this anesthesiologist to come in right now to put his epidural inside me. And when he came in, he was very, very nice. He went through the whole entire thing, explained what was going to happen to me. I said, yeah, okay, put this thing beside me now so I can be calm and relaxed. And basically when he did, it hurt a little bit, but I didn't really care because I just wanted to be numb from the waist down, and I needed the pain to go away. So I was like, hey, shoot, let's just get this over with. And as y'all know, I am a nursing student, so I did look up videos on how an epidural was going to be administered, just so I could get used to, knowing what I'm getting into and what's going to happen to me. That's what I do whenever I go into surgery, or whenever, something happens that I need to look up something. Like, if it's happening to me, I need to see what's going to be done to me so I can be comfortable, basically. But yeah, so after that epidural setting, y'all, I felt great. It was amazing. Like, my whole bottom half was numb, and anyways, my whole bottom half was numb, and I had to lay in the bed and get a catheter, so I couldn't get up anymore. But hey, I feel great. I feel tired and sleepy, but I feel great after that, y'all. Like, really, I did. So after the epidural set in, thankfully it was successful, and everything, because some people, they have to get it redone because sometimes the medication doesn't fully set in for both of their legs. Sometimes it's only one side of their leg, which I was very still. When he said hold still, I said yep, I sure will, even though unfortunately I had a contraction while he was giving me the epidural. But I had to focus so much because I was like, I do not want to have this again. So, but I was so thankful for the doctor for explaining everything to me and stuff like that. But just to move forward, everything was successful. I did have a vaginal delivery. I did not have no C-section, thankfully. But yeah, just to go back to what I was saying, you know how I did not have any morning sickness throughout this entire pregnancy. So literally when we were doing like the little practice pushing, like when I was about, I think I was 10 centimeters, and the nurse was like, okay, it's time to start pushing, because the doctor was on her way as well. And I pushed like one, 2, 3 times, and then I just started to throw up, and I said, wow, my entire pregnancy I did not get sick. But to be honest, my parents, and mostly my mom, she was explaining to me that the reason why I was just throwing up was because the hormones and probably just the medication. And if y'all don't know me, I do not like to throw up. I really don't. Like, I could deal with blood, but I don't like throw up at all. I don't like seeing other people throw up. I don't like the feeling of myself throwing up. So when that happened, it was just like, ugh, like I was just sick. Like, it was a lot of throw up. But after a couple times of throwing up and stuff, I had the little green bags that they have on the side. I felt so much better. And then that's when the pushing really got started. And I pushed for probably max maybe 15 minutes. And Khalil was here. So yeah. But basically that whole experience really was not that bad. Like I said before, whenever I did have contractions, his heart rate was lowering a little bit, but they were able to get him back and stable and stuff like that. And yes, he was born at 39 weeks, 6 pounds. Ooh, how many ounces? I think 6 pounds, 11 ounces. Yeah. And I think 20 inches long. And y'all, the crazy thing is, another thing I need to mention is that whenever I was doing my prenatal appointments at my OBGYN and getting these ultrasounds done, they were saying that he was measuring a little bit on the smaller side. And as y'all know, this is my first baby, so I was worried. I was like, okay. Like, when I first heard that, I just, like, whenever I left the doctor's appointment, I cried. I did. And of course, thankfully, my boyfriend consoled me and said everything was going to be okay. But I'm like, yeah, but I don't want him to be like small. I thought he was, shoot, I was thinking of the worst. I thought he was going to be like a little person when they were saying that. But they were saying like he was growing well. He was just going to be a bit on the smaller side. And usually like a newborn's average weight when they're born is like 5 to 7 pounds. So whenever they told me 6 pounds and 11 ounces, I was like, really? Y'all had me worrying that he was going to come out like super small. But basically, they were also saying that he could be super small because my stature is small. Like, as y'all can see, I'm a very petite person. I am. So, you know, whenever they told me that, I was a little bit reassured, but I was like, okay, I still want to make sure that he's good. You know, I don't want him to have any other complications or anything like that I have to worry about later on down the line. But yeah, thankfully he turned out great. 6 pounds, 11 ounces, and 20 inches long. And as y'all can see, I have him in the carrier right now, but this carrier is heavy, like really, really heavy. So yeah, but I was just very grateful that he came out okay. He came out not even just okay, but came out really great. But basically, that's my birth story. Everything went well. After the fact, of course, whenever he came out of me, everyone rushed over towards him, and I was just laying there exposed, getting stitched up, because I did have to get liquid stitches, because I did have a little bit of tearing as well, but it wasn't like major or anything like that. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you did like it. Like I said, it wasn't going to be too long. But yeah, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe down below. And in these next few clips, I'm going to have some pictures of my delivery as well. So I hope you guys are able to enjoy them. Thank you so much, and have a nice day.